Howdy everyone, this is Tricia and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be making these keto bagels. Now these are made with almond flour, mozzarella cheese, and some cream cheese. They're very easy to make, so I'm going to show you how to do that. This is great for your keto diet. It is great if you're watching your carbs. Also, if you're diabetic and you can't have the glutens and carbs that are found in regular flour. And also, there's no sugars in here. So let me show you how to put this all together. All right, so let's start off by putting together our ingredients. Of course, I will put the recipe in the description box below, including the spelling of one of the ingredients. Here I've got 3/4 cups of almond flour with a teaspoon of xantham gum. This is this product right here. If you find this in your grocery store or even on Amazon, you might find it to be a little pricey of a product, but you use very little of it, and it's very important that you have this in some of the recipes. So if you want to try this type of baking, you might want to go ahead and purchase that. I only use a teaspoon, as you saw, and I have still quite a bit in my bag. So I'm going to mix those two together. And here I've got 1 whole egg, and this is a large egg. That I'm going to mix it in as well. Okay, so while I'm mixing this, I'm also going to have here a 1.5 cups of shredded mozzarella, and I have 2 tablespoons of cream cheese. These are my fats that I'm going to want in my bagels. These are going to go into the microwave. I'm going to do 30 seconds at a time, just till everything's softened enough and where I can mix it around. And then I can place it into these ingredients. So let me get those into the microwave. All right, so while our cheeses are in the microwave, I'm gonna add some seasonings to this. Now that is completely optional. I decided that I like the way the bagels taste just as the recipe calls for, but I'm gonna go add a pinch of salt, and I'm also gonna add this garlic and herb seasoning. Just a little bit in there, just to give my bagels a little bit of flavor. You can add some rosemary, thyme, whatever flavors you want in there. You could even add some chili powder or cayenne powder if you want to spice up your bagels. And it all depends on what you're using them for. So give it whatever flavors you want, or keep them plain. Okay, so I've been mixing this up, and as you can see, it is becoming sort of like a cookie dough right now. So you can see that right there. And in here I've got the cream cheese and the mozzarella cheese that I've taken out of the microwave. I had it in there for about a minute, and now I can mix these two together. And then I want to add this to this mix, and I'm going to let it stand for about maybe 15 seconds, let it cool off just a little bit, and then I'll go ahead and put it in there. Okay, so I've allowed this to cool off just a little bit, and now I'm going to go ahead and put this into my almond flour mix. Get all those cheeses off my little spatula. I want to get every flavor that I can into my bagel. Okay, so now I'm going to fold these into each other. And this is where you want to have some nice, clean hands so that you can go ahead and mix this around. And something that might make it easy so that this doesn't stick into your hands is you might want to take some olive oil and rub it between your hands, and then go ahead and grab this and start kneading it with your hands. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take this. I've got some olive oil in my hands, and I've actually rubbed some on my marble board here. And now I'm just going to knead these together until I form a dough. And now it's not going to look perfectly blended, and that's okay. Just want to get them as blended as we can. So squish and put together like that. Now that xantham gum is going to work as your gluten. And that's what's going to give us a nice little bready kind of look. But just keep in mind that when you're working with almond flour, even though it does have that egg and all that cheese in there, you do get a little bit of like a kind of like a gritty taste or texture. But it's not too bad. It's actually pretty good because, you know, it's almonds, and almonds are really nice. But because almonds don't have a very strong flavor, then you're not going to have like a real nutty flavor to this. And really, any flavors that you add or seasonings, that's what's going to shine in your dough. Okay, this is really nice the way it is. All right, I should let you know that I've had my oven preheating at 390 degrees Fahrenheit. And that's what this is going to go into. So now what I want to do is I want to cut this as best as I can into 3 equal parts. If you have a little scale, weigh it out. Just form little balls. This one's just a tad bigger. Okay, so now that we've got them like that, we'll put them aside like that. Now if you choose, you can go ahead and wrap these up and really tightly in some clear plastic wrap, maybe put it in a Ziploc bag, and you could freeze this if you don't want to make them right away. Otherwise, go ahead and make all three, and then you'll take the other one and you're going to want to roll it out into a log, to a thin log. So just stretch it out, roll it. Anywhere that's breaking, just pinch it together and roll it out where it's long enough where you can bring it around like a bagel, like that, okay? So there we go. I'm gonna bring it up close to you so you can see. I wanna pinch that right there so it doesn't break up on me. And then roll it up nice. Bring it around and then pinch those ends. And there we have a nice bagel shape. Now, this is going to go onto a baking sheet with some parchment paper, but if you don't have parchment paper, you can use some foil on your baking sheet, and I've sprayed it with some coconut oil. Okay, this is all going to go onto my baking sheet like that, so I'll put the three of them on there. Like I said, I've got my oven at 390 degrees Fahrenheit, and this is going to bake for 18 minutes. So let me go ahead and finish these off, put them in the oven, and we'll be back when these are done. Okay, so actually before I put this in the oven, and I forgot to do this, I'm going to take some melted butter here, and this is completely optional, of course. I'm going to brush it onto the top of each of my bagels. And then you could sprinkle some sesame seeds on there. There is a product called Everything Bagel, and it's got the sesame seeds, and it's got some poppy seeds in there. I've gone ahead and I found one from my grocery store. It's called Bagel, like bagel not included, but it's all these seasonings in here. And this has, let's see, it has sesame seeds, kosher, flake salt, dried garlic, dried onion, black sesame seeds, and some poppy seeds all in there. And this is a nice little topping that we can add. We can sprinkle on top of our bagels. This is completely optional, of course. Now, I said to put it on parchment paper, and if you didn't have that, you can put it on some foil. Of course, you can use a non-stick baking pan if that's what you like to use, or if you have a silicone baking pad, use that. So there we go. Now this can go into the oven, and we'll be back. All right, everyone, my bagels are out of the oven. As you can see, they're all nice and golden. They're a very pretty color, and they smell so delicious. So let's remove them off of our pan and put them onto a nice plate. All right, so there are my bagels. Let me show you what it looks like underneath. It's beautiful. It looks a little darker in the camera than it actually does here where I'm looking at it. I think it's just because of the lighting. So I'm gonna let these rest a little bit so that they can get nice and cooled off, and then we can slice these up in half this way and then make some nice sandwiches out of them. We can put some more cream cheese on them, maybe a jam if that's what you would like to spread on them, eat them by themselves, or like I said, we can make a sandwich by slicing them up. So let me show you what that will look like. All right, so here is my delicious sandwich that I have made myself. I've added some salami, some turkey pastrami, and some Dijon mustard in there. It looks so good. I can't wait to get into it. This is my lovely, lovely recipe for a nice keto bagel. I'm gonna slice this up so that you can see what it looks like. I'll cut up here. And there you go. Doesn't that look like it's just ready to be bitten into? I can't wait to do that. All right, everyone, so that has been my recipe for these keto bagels. So I hope that you enjoyed. Again, it will be in the description box below the video. This is a great alternative bagel if you're following keto and you're wanting to lose some pounds, or if you're watching your carb intake, whether it's the sugars or carbs, maybe you're diabetic or you just have a gluten allergy, this is a great alternative. So try it out. Some of these ingredients are a little pricey, but they are well worth it for your health and benefit. All right, everyone, I'm going to give myself a big old thumbs up, then I hope you too will give me a big old thumbs up. Thank you to everyone who has been subscribing. If you haven't, go ahead and do so. Hit that red subscription button and also the little notification bell. That lets you know when I upload my videos, which is every Tuesday and every Friday. Also, make sure you share on your social medias And as always, enjoy.